Healing Light Studio, and this is our Healing Circle, Feel Better Daily. And this week we have a reset stack for you. 4 episodes filled with ways you can reset and information that helps you to understand why this is important. Let's get right into this. If you've scrolled social media in the last few months, you've seen the term everywhere. Puffiness, a rounder jawline, under-eye bloat that wasn't there a year ago, and the internet loves to blame it on one villain, cortisol. But here's what most people get wrong. Cortisol is not the enemy. It's actually one of the most important hormones in your body. The problem isn't that you have cortisol. It's that yours never gets the chance to come back down. Let's talk about what cortisol actually does. It's produced by your adrenal glands and it's designed to spike in short bursts. When you wake up, when you're in danger, when you need a quick surge of energy and focus. In a healthy system, it rises in the morning to help you get out of bed, and it gradually tapers off through the day, dropping low enough by night that your body can rest. The problem is modern life doesn't let that happen. Constant notifications, back-to-back meetings, doom scrolling before bed, every one of those things tells your brain, stay alert, which tells your adrenals, keep producing. And caffeine on an empty stomach, skip meals, and poor sleep, and you've got a nervous system that's stuck in a low-grade state of alarm all day, every day. Over time, that shows up physically, water retention and facial puffiness, because cortisol affects how your body holds onto sodium and fluid. Stubborn fat around the midsection because cortisol signals your body to store fat for emergency energy. Disrupted sleep because your cortisol curve is inverted, low in the morning when it should be high, and high at night when it should be winding down. And that wired but exhausted feeling where you're tired but can't relax. Here's where a lot of people go wrong trying to fix it. They cut out coffee completely, white knuckle it for a week, and give up. I don't think that's necessary, and it's not what I do. I still drink my regular coffee, but I've become much more intentional about what surrounds it. One of the simplest additions to my routine has been Agara Café. It's not a replacement for my coffee, it's an upgrade alongside it. What makes it different is the lion's mane inside. Lion's mane is a functional mushroom that's been studied for its ability to support focus and calm energy without the sharp spike and crash pattern that pure caffeine can create. Along with its other ingredients like saffron, L-theanine, it is an amazing product. So instead of one big cortisol jolt first thing in the morning, I'm giving my body something steadier. In the afternoon, when I'd normally reach for a second coffee, which, let's be honest, is exactly when cortisol doesn't need another spike, I reach for matcha agara instead. Matcha has L-theanine as well in it, which promotes a calm alertness. Paired with the lion's mane in the agara blend, it gives me the gentle lift I need to push through the afternoon slump without asking my adrenals to work overtime. Alongside what I'm drinking, I lean on essential oils to support my nervous system directly. Lavender is the first one I reach for. It's one of the most researched oils for calming the mind, easing tension, and supporting quality sleep, which, remember, is when your cortisol is supposed to be at its lowest. Next, bergamot is a beautiful oil. It has a unique ability to be both uplifting and calming at the same time. Perfect for that anxious, overstimulated energy that high cortisol creates. I'll diffuse it during the day when I need to reset between tasks. In addition, I use Clary Sage in this one oil that people don't talk enough about. It supports hormonal balance, and since cortisol is deeply connected to your other hormones, keeping that system balanced makes a real difference in how your body handles stress overall. And I always come back to frankincense, the king of all oils. It's grounding, literally. I'll rub a drop between my palms, take a deep breath, and let my whole nervous system downshift. It's become part of my nightly ritual right before bed to signal to my body that the day is done. Here's how I'd put it all together if you wanted to try this yourself. Morning, Agara Café instead of your second cup of regular coffee, and a few deep breaths before you check your phone. Midday, Matcha Agara instead of an afternoon coffee with bergamot diffusing nearby. Evening, lavender and frankincense together 30 minutes before bed with your phone somewhere else in the room. None of this is about doing more. It is about giving your nervous system permission to come back down. Cortisol isn't the villain. A cortisol system that never rests is, and that's something you can actually change, one small steady habit at a time. If you have found this information helpful, check us out on Patreon. You get early releases of these streams as well as support, additional information, and a community that strives to feel better daily. Peace, love, and light to all. Take care. I will see you tomorrow in the circle. Hello, good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Debbie with Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio. This is Feel Better Daily, our healing circle. And tonight in our reset stack, we are going to talk about a magnesium reset. Have you ever slept a full 8 hours and still woke up exhausted? That's one of the most common things people describe to me. And more often than not, when we dig into it, magnesium is part of the story. Magnesium is involved in over 300 processes in your body: muscle relaxation, nervous system regulation, blood sugar balance, and deep restorative sleep. All of it runs through this one mineral, and most of us are running low without even realizing it. Here's why. Stress depletes magnesium. Caffeine depletes magnesium. Sugar depletes magnesium. Alcohol depletes magnesium. If any of that sounds like a normal Tuesday for you, your stores are probably lower than you think. And modern soil has less magnesium in it than it even had a few decades ago. So we're not getting as much from food either. When magnesium is low, your nervous system struggles to downshift. That shows up as restless legs at night, muscle tension and cramping, trouble falling asleep even when you're exhausted, and waking up in the middle of the night unable to fall back asleep. It's not that you're not tired enough, it's that your body doesn't have what it needs to actually let go. Deep sleep specifically depends on your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest state, being able to take over. Magnesium is one of the key minerals that helps make that switch happen. Without enough of it, you can spend 8 hours in bed and barely touch the deep restorative stages of sleep. So how do I build my evening around this? I start by shifting what I drink in the late afternoon. Instead of reaching for another coffee, which keeps your nervous system alert right when it should start winding down, I'll make matcha agara. The lion's mane and matcha combination give me a clean, grounded kind of focus without stimulating my system in a way that fights against sleep later. In the mornings, I still enjoy my regular coffee. Agara Café isn't about giving that up. It's about adding something in that doesn't work against my evening wind down. Think of it as building your whole day with your nervous system in mind, not just the moment you're in. As far as essential oils go, Vetiver is my number one for this topic. It's deeply grounding, almost earthly in scent, and it's one of the most calming oils for an overactive mind. I'll put a drop on the bottoms of my feet before I go to bed. Next, Roman chamomile is amazing. It's gentle, it's classic, and it eases physical and mental tension in a way that makes it easier to actually drift off rather than lying there running through your to-do list. In addition, cedarwood supports deep, uninterrupted sleep specifically. It has a woodsy, warm scent that pairs beautifully with vetiver, and I'll often diffuse the two together as my last step before turning off the lights. Another good one is marjoram. I use this directly on my body. It's wonderful for relaxing tight muscles, especially if you carry tension in your shoulders or neck from the day. A few drops massaged in before bed makes a noticeable difference. On the nutrition side, foods like leafy greens, almonds, pumpkin seeds, and dark chocolate are all naturally rich in magnesium. I try to include at least one of these at dinner since that's the meal closest to when your body needs to start preparing for rest. Here's what a full wind down might look like. 90 minutes before bed, dim the lights and put your phone away. An hour before, have a magnesium-rich snack if you didn't get enough at dinner. 30 minutes before, apply Vetiver to your feet and diffuse cedarwood and Roman chamomile together. And somewhere in that window, skip the late coffee and reach for MatchaGara instead if you need something at all. This isn't a quick fix, it's a rebuild. Give it 2 weeks of consistency before you judge whether it's working. Your body has to relearn what it feels like to actually rest. And once it does, you'll notice the difference isn't just in how you sleep. It's in how you feel the second your eyes open in the morning. That's all I have tonight, my friends. Peace, love, and light to you all. If you have found this content helpful, go to our Patreon and become a member of our Feel Better Daily community. It's only $7.99 a month, and that you get early releases of these streams, you get support, and we are a community helping each other to feel better daily by using just simple steps, simple products, and simple ways that we can help ourselves daily. That's it, folks. Take care. I will see you in the circle. Hello, everybody. This is Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio. I'm Dr. Debbie, and this is our Healing Circle Feel Better Daily. We are on to episode 3 this week in our reset stack, where we're talking about ways you can reset and why it is important. Microplastics detox. That's our topic tonight. Now, microplastics have quietly become one of the biggest health conversations of the year, and honestly, it's overdue. These are tiny plastic particles smaller than 5 millimeters, and they've been found in our water, our food, the air we breathe, and now inside human blood and organs. It sounds overwhelming, and in some ways it is. Plastic production has exploded over the last 50 years, and it doesn't fully break down. It just breaks into smaller and smaller pieces, which is exactly how it ends up inside us. Here's what researchers are increasingly concerned about. Microplastics have been linked to inflammation in the body, disruption of hormone function, and stress on the gut microbiome. We are still early in understanding the full picture, but the direction of the research is clear enough that it's worth paying attention to. Now, you cannot eliminate microplastic exposure completely. They're simply too widespread. But there are a few high-impact places where small changes make a real difference, and one of the biggest is anything hot touching plastic. Coffee pods, plastic-lined disposable cups, and hot takeout containers are some of the worst offenders because heat accelerates how much plastic leaches into your food and drink. This is actually part of why I love Agara Café. It's a clean, thoughtfully made alternative I use alongside my regular coffee. Not a replacement, just an upgrade I feel good about, especially knowing what I now know about hot plastic exposure. The bigger habit shift, though, is just moving toward glass and stainless steel wherever you can. Your morning coffee, your water bottle, your food storage containers, these are the things you touch daily, so they matter more than the occasional plastic exposure. Food is another major source. Produce grown in plastic-heavy agricultural environments and processed foods packaged in plastic both carry high microplastic loads. Choosing whole, fresh foods when you can and washing produce well helps reduce what you're taking in. For supporting your body's natural detox pathways, I lean on a few specific oils. Lemon is first. It supports healthy liver function, which is your body's main detox organ. I'll add a drop to my water in the morning. Grapefruit supports metabolism and lymphatic flow, which helps your body actually move toxins out rather than letting them sit in tissue. It's bright, energizing, and a nice one to diffuse in the morning. Another essential oil that is awesome is Juniper Berry. It supports kidney function specifically, which matters because your kidneys filter your blood constantly. I'll apply it topically diluted over the kidney area on the lower back. Next is coriander. Coriander rounds it out. It supports the body's natural ability to process and release what doesn't belong. I like to combine it with lemon in a diffuser blend a few times a week. Here's a realistic way to build this in without overhauling your entire life overnight. Swap one plastic item at a time. Start with your water bottle, then your coffee cup, then your food storage. Add a drop of lemon to your morning water. Diffuse grapefruit and coriander together a few times a week. And choose Agara Café over a plastic pod coffee when you can. This isn't about fear or perfection. Plastic is everywhere, and stressing over every molecule isn't the goal. It's about identifying the handful of daily habits that carry the most exposure and quietly, consistently swapping them out. Small changes, repeated daily, add up to something real over time. I thank you for being with me tonight and spending this time here. If you found this content helpful, please go to Patreon and become a member. It is only $7.99 a month. It is a community where we work together to feel better daily. You get early releases of these streams. You get support, direct support from me, a host of other informative resources. I have master classes in there and so much more. Peace, love, and light to you all. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow in the circle. Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Debbie with Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio in our Healing Circle, Feel Better Daily. We have been talking about our reset stack this week, and this is episode 4, the gut-skin axis. If you've tried every serum, every skincare routine, every trending product, and your skin still isn't cooperating, the answer might not be on your face at all. It might be in your gut. This is called the gut-skin axis, and it's one of the most interesting areas of wellness research right now. Your gut and your skin are in constant communication. When your gut is inflamed, that inflammation doesn't stay contained. It shows up on the surface as breakouts, redness, dullness, and premature aging. Here's how it works. Your gut lining is supposed to be selectively permeable, letting nutrients through, keeping toxins and undigested particles out. When that lining becomes compromised, often called leaky gut, those particles escape into your bloodstream, triggering an immune response. Your skin, as one of your body's largest organs, often bears the visible cost of that internal inflammation. This is why so many people who clean up their gut health notice their skin improving before anything else changes. Fermented foods, fiber, reducing processed sugar, all of it feeds a healthier gut microbiome, which in turn calms that inflammatory response. One of the reasons I've come to love Agara Café, and it goes beyond just the energy boost, it's the lion's mane specifically. Research on lion's mane points to its ability to support gut health and reduce inflammation, which lines up perfectly with what we know about the gut-skin connection. It's not a magic fix, but it's a small, consistent input working in the right direction. Matcha Agara plays a role here too. It's rich in antioxidants called catechins, which help fight the oxidative stress that accelerates skin aging and dullness. Pairing that with gut-supportive lion's mane and matcha Agara makes it one of my favorite additions to an actual skin health routine. Not just a skincare routine, a whole body one. On the topical side, frankincense is one of the oils I use almost daily. It promotes healthy cell turnover and helps reduce the appearance of imperfections and fine lines. I'll mix a drop into my moisturizer at night. Helichrysum is incredible for evening out skin tone and supporting the skin's natural healing process. If I have any areas of discoloration or old blemish marks, this is the oil I reach for. Tea tree is one of is one most people already know. It's excellent for keeping breakouts in check because of its natural cleansing properties. I'll use it as a spot treatment, always diluted directly where I need it. And Copaiba is my calming oil for redness and irritation. Here's how I'd put this together as an actual routine. Internally, Agara Café in the morning for gut supportive lion's mane, and MatchaGara in the afternoon for those skin protective antioxidants. Topically at night, a drop of frankincense and Copaiba mixing into your moisturizer, and tea tree as a spot treatment only where needed, and nutritionally adding 1 fermented food and reducing processed sugar, even just a little, most days of the week. Glowing skin was never really about the products sitting on your bathroom shelf. It's about what's happening internally, your gut, your inflammation levels, your daily inputs. Support that foundation, and what shows up on your face is simply the natural result. That's it, my friends, for this week in our Reset Stack. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you found this content helpful, please go to Patreon and become a member of our Feel Better Daily community. And also, remember, Fridays is a replay of all 4 episodes together, so you can re-listen or you can catch up on what you missed. Peace, love, and light all. Take care. See you next week in our healing